So here I wanted to show you of other things you can do with any, well, I should say most of these kind of templates on Canva. Using Canva, you can convert what seems like a basic, download and print file into an animated social media post with just a few clicks and some creativity. So I'm going to take this template here that we're working on. It's a free template available to new subscribers, and we're going to resize it and convert it into an animated social media post. So here on the top menu of Canva, you hit resize, and you'll see here this is recent, but even if you were to go down here, animated social media, it's a 1080 by 1080, which is perfect size, I believe, for Facebook posts as well. So we're going to go ahead and click on that, and we're going to copy and resize, which basically means it's going to make a copy of this original so that I don't mess up this original. Or if I mess up, I can always go back. So let's go ahead and click on that. Okay. And here we're going to give it a new name. I'm going to call it Animated Social Media. Or actually, I'll call it Animated Self-Promo. Okay, so as you can see here now, the sizing is different, but all our elements are still in there, which is great. It's a lot easier to do. So let's move some things around or stretch them out to kind of take up the space a little bit better again. So I'm going to go ahead now, because these aren't linked or grouped. In order to group something, it's very easy. I'm just going to select by clicking on that text, and I want the thinking of to be linked to group to it. So I'm just going to hold down my shift button and click. And then if you see here on the top in the white bar menu, you'll see group. Or what I can do is simply hit Command G. Okay, I can ungroup at any time. But now this lets me move it, around as one unit. This box, we can go ahead and just fill that in like this. Okay. Let's take this and this. Again, I'm holding down the shift key as I'm clicking, and I'm just going to move it over. I don't necessarily want to save it as a group because I may want to edit it later. You'll see that there's an image here that was used in the background. We can go ahead and move that over so that it kind of takes up the whole space. You don't have this blank wall. That was kind of looking weird. Bingo. Okay, so how did I do that? I just go to the background, I double click, and it shows me that I can easily replace this image with anything else. So here, let me show you. I'll delete that. Now I just have a white background. I'm going to go to Photos. I'm going to go to, let's just say, I'm going to search for interiors here. Interiors. And it gives me all kinds of stuff. I mean, these are all free on Canva. The ones that say Pro, those are for paid accounts, but there's plenty here. If you want to filter out photos, you can, to just show you what's free. Here, see? Now all of these are free and available to me. Let's go with this one. I'm going to again grab the corners to just drag and resize. It's still not filling up the whole thing, so I'm going to grab the tab here in the middle and drag it up. And I'm going to take this one down here in the bottom and drag that. Now, it's obviously on top, it's a layer. It's on top of other texts and images that should be there. So what I have to do is reposition it. So if you see here on the top right, it says position. I'm going to tell it go all the way to the back. There we go. Now, it's still, it's still too distracting from everything else that's on the page. So let's go ahead and change the transparency. We're going to reduce the transparency so that it's just in the background, but not distracting enough. Like that. Okay? Okay, so we're going to take her, we're going to move her over a little bit, create a little bit more space, and her name over here. Again, I'm just clicking and dragging. What else? Okay. You see you see that bright hot pink line? That kind of is a really good thing about Canvas. It kind of shows you, give you a direction as to how that text or block of text or image is aligning with everything else that's on the page. Okay, so do you see here how there's text here? What I can do is I can highlight that website. Here, let me make this larger. Okay, so say we wanted to put, so say we wanted to change this. Okay, I'm going to change this to my website, my realtor website, which is householdrealtor.com. All right, I'm going to highlight it now, and I can go over here where it says link, click on that, and I'm going to paste my website URL right there. Another thing I could do is I can go into elements. I'm going to search on buttons. Okay. Here, button. Okay. So say I want to use this button. I'm going to go ahead and it's a nice button. It's got some nice gradient in it. It'll work. I could change the color too if I wanted to. Well, some of them you can, some of them you can't. Okay. I can make it longer. Still a little, you know what? I'm going to make it a little narrower. No, not that way. Let's do it this way. There we go. Okay. So, and then I'm going to say, put some text into it. I'm going to say website. I'm going to change the font up here. Just hit this little down arrow. Make it this. Okay, it's still too big. Again, now you can change font sizes very easily. Here's the current font size is 44. So I can either type in a number or I can choose from the drop down menu, or let me undo. This is the undo button up here, this little backwards arrow. Or I can go ahead and just grab it from one of these little white things here on these white circles on the corner. I could just drag it, make it smaller that way, and then drag it into place. Now, say I don't like it. See the website is, the letters are too tightly compressed. Let's space those out. So here in the spacing, right here, I'm going to do letter spacing. I'm going to space them out just a little bit, just to give it a little bit more width to it. And there we go. Now I'm going to go ahead and click on the text, highlight that, hold down the shift button and click on, oh sorry, you have to click on the shape first and then it'll let you click on the website when you hold down the shift. So shape first and then the text. Now I can go ahead and group it as one. Okay, again, I can go ahead and hit the link. I'm going to paste my URL right there, and it automatically puts a line underneath. See how there's a line underneath this text also when we did that? Well, there's a line here too. The really good thing is when you click on this, it'll let you either remove it or go to the link. Okay, so you can double check that the link actually works. All right, so let's go ahead and animate. So I'm going to go ahead and reduce the size of this a little bit. I can go ahead and let's move this over this way, and then I'll make this a little wider. Okay, and that way it takes up a little bit more space. I want it to line up with the stars above it. See that purple line? This is telling me it's lining up with the text. Right there. This, right there. It's telling me that's what lining up with the stars below. So I know I need to move this a little bit more. There. See that purple vertical line? Now I know that my stars and my text are both perfectly aligned to the left. I'm going to just raise this up a little bit with my up arrow. Done. I can go ahead and stretch this out a little bit more as well. Okay. All right, so let's see what we can do with animation. We can go ahead and click on this. How about we try to animate this? Now, before you can animate like a group, you have to ungroup it first. It won't let you otherwise. So we can go ahead and see what happens. Let's see, thinking of selling. All right, that looks good. It's that one too. There's fade, and then there's breathe. Let's try that one. We'll do that one, breathe. Now, these stars, they're all grouped, but I'd like them to kind of look like they're sliding in or they appear one right after the other. So I'm going to go ahead and ungroup it. And let's see, we're going to scroll down. How about this, the slide in and out? There's an option. That's more, I think, of what let me see this one. No, I'm thinking more like that. So we're going to go with that. And then the same thing here, just to keep it uniform, ungroup, and then we're going to choose this slide in and out like that. That looks pretty good. Also, with this, let's ungroup this. So now I've highlighted the shape and the text, and you'll see here, animate pops up. If I try to just select the text, I can also do it here, animate. So either way works. I can hit animate and I could try to find the one that we used. Look for burst. Oh, here it is. Okay, moved it here. All right, burst. So now they're even. All right, so I'm going to do the same thing here. I've got animated already highlighted, and I'm just going to click burst. Bingo. And the same thing here. I'm just going to go to burst. Okay. All right, and again, now you can change colors on any of these templates. Simply by clicking this color here. I can make it pink Nope, won't be able to see the text that way. Let's see. How about that? It's more brownish. Okay, so now we've got links here, a link here. We've got animation working through here, and a little bit of animation here as well. If we wanted to play and see what it looks like, you just click this arrow here right now. The length, it's 5 seconds. See? This is actually moving, but it's so subtle, you can hardly see that. Let's try it again. Okay. All right. Let's close out of that. What if I wanted... I'm going to change this. Here. I'm going to change this from, from breathe. We're going to do something a little bit more. Yeah, how about something like that? Ascend. Okay. So you know that text is animated because you'll see this little symbol and you'll see the actual effect that's applied to that text. And that's true of anything. If I were to click on over here, again, I have this saying it's animated and this is the effect, burst. Okay? We know that this is a link and this is a link. Now, if you wanted to share this, let's see, you click here, these 3 dots, not the download, but right next to the download, you'll see the 3 dots. Now I can share it as an Instagram, or you can share it directly onto your Facebook page right here, or you can share it onto Twitter. You could also email this to anybody you want. You can save it to a folder. Let's see, what is this still? Oh, Google Drive, your Dropbox, MailChimp. If you use MailChimp as an email server, you can use that. You can put it on Pinterest, LinkedIn. Again, these you obviously have to have them already, integrated with each of your accounts on these social medias, even Tumblr. You can also put it on your website. Again, you prepare and make sure that these are integrated to yours, and then to your accounts, and then with a click, you can instantly just post it and you're done. Super easy. You don't have to download it just to re-upload it into your Facebook page or anything. You just, with a click, it's done and it's right onto your Facebook page. I hope that you found this useful, and again, it's just another way to leverage most of our templates that you can find on our shop on Etsy called Real 2 Designs. I'll leave a link for it below. Thank you.